My guest today is Adam Kelbie, a man of many talents. While he now runs a thriving AI solutions marketing business for luxury real estate, you might be surprised to learn he once rocked the stage as a singer and even served as a judge on BBC One's All Together Now. Originally from London, Adam now divides his time between Marbella, London, and Dubai, though he's considering making Marbella his permanent base. In this episode, we'll dive into everything from his career journey, dating, and personal life to his meditation practices, and of course, the reasons he's fallen in love with Marbella.
I was a judge on a TV show in England, judging people singing.
Which show?
It was called All Together Now. It was on BBC One with Jerry Halliwell and Rob Beckett. I think people thought I was going through a midlife crisis because I grew my hair back long, like I used to have it. I grew it all back long down to here to play Bradley Cooper. And it was quite fitting, actually. It was quite an easy part to play. I thought, you know what, I'll hang about. And then obviously what happens all the time is you meet a girl, right?
Yeah.
You meet a girl and, I met a girl that's, I'm so happy with. I love her to pieces and, I can see myself, once I've got all my business affairs in order, I probably will maintain permanent residence in Marbella. It's very laid back here. You need to be disciplined here to work because it's very, very easy.
To have a drink.
Let's have a drink, yes. There you
drink.
go.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Yeah, there's a lot of temptation here, Marbella. Cheers.
I can see myself if I decide to make real permanent roots here, which I think it's likely, I can see myself being that side.
Running on the beach with your kids.
Running on the... I know you're trying to scare me. Yeah, I know.
Why? Are you scared of having kids?
It's not that I'm scared. Look, never heard from her. Never have. She ripped my heart out. Maybe if you're out there, Faye, it's too late now.
It's too late now.
Moved on.
It must have been love.
It must have been love, but it's over now.
It's over now.
Yeah.
He has Lucy.
Yeah, I've got Lucy now.
I hope you have another Adam. Hello, everyone. We are here in the beautiful Tikitano with the lovely Adam.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Oh, I couldn't have been better. It's Friday.
It's Friday, it's the best day of the week.
It is. And we can spend it here in paradise as always.
It's hot.
It's hot, but we're in the shade and we're going to get some drinks in a minute. So
Had one.
Yeah, we're not complaining.
Yeah, no.
So who is Adam? That's the big question. So just start by introducing yourself. Tell me where you're from.
Okay. So,
and just briefly.
Sounds like a dating show. Okay.
A little bit, but I don't have a date for you.
I don't have a date.
Well, we'll find
there's one coming.
Yes?
No, my name's Adam. I am 43.
But you're not single.
I'm not single.
Okay,
no,
that's not that kind of show.
It's not that kind of show. I have a lovely girlfriend called Lucy.
Yes.
I'm Adam. I have a company that does AI solutions, also marketing for luxury real estate all around the world. I'm an ex-singer. I've been involved in PR, modelling. You name it, I've done a bit of that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You haven't done.
Exactly.
Dancing?
I've done a bit of dancing, yeah.
With the stars?
Dancing with no, not so much dance. I've done a bit of Ricky Martin.
Really?
Yeah, I know he was here last night in Marbella. So yeah, I've done a little bit of, I've got snaky hips.
Wow, we need that clip. Do you have a clip of that?
I don't know. I think it's a bit X-rated for this.
Okay, that kind of stuff. OnlyFans?
OnlyFans, yeah. Maybe it's another side revenue that I haven't done yet. So.
But where are you originally from? Where were you born?
I was born in London in a place called Surrey. Then I grew up more in Surrey in a place called Chertsey. And then
where they filmed Love, actually.
That was Notting Hill, yeah.
Oh, yes.
That was in West London, but not too far from there. Then I actually, most of my life got brought up just outside London, on the borders of Essex, where I got this accent from. And then moved back into London when I was 20, when I was doing my rock and roll phase and my band stuff. Yeah.
So how did you start with this rock and roll?
Well, the music, yeah. So
I was always into music.
I was into music. You know what? When I was 6 years old, I got up at I got a lot of family in Scotland. And when I was 6 years old, I think some great aunties, uncles had like a 25th wedding anniversary. And I was 6 years old and they had a band and I just tapped on the band and said, can I sing? In front of everyone. There was quite a few people there. Well, quite a few people when you're young. It looks like a lot of people. Now it wouldn't look like it. I got up and I sang In the Bleak Midwinter, which is a Christmas song. Yeah, and then obviously I got the round of applause, which might not have been that I was good. It might have been the fact I was 6 years old and asking the band if I could sing. But yeah, I got the bug for it from there. And then
So you weren't shy?
I was not shy. My sister was also into acting, and then we started doing a lot of the local acting, a lot of the local acting shows, if you like, the theatre productions. And then the fact that I could sing started getting me some very good roles in that. And it was very different. It was very different, but I also kept the singing quite hidden until I was a bit of a rogue at school, bit of a cheeky boy at school, and
Bad boy.
I kept it, a little bit, and I kept it kind of hidden until
because it wasn't good for you.
It didn't look cool until I found out when you were about 14, and then everyone was saying, "Oh, you hang around with a lot of girls because they were in acting." All your mates start thinking you're cool for doing it. Suddenly, you became cool doing it. So yeah. It was
actually for 8 years.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was but singing was massive and big part of my life, and I'd done it up till I was I'd done singing up till I was probably 26, 27. No, maybe later, 29. And then I retired, and then 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 2019, just before COVID, I was a judge on a TV show in England, judging people singing.
Which show?
It was called All Together Now. It was on BBC One with Jerry Halliwell and Rob Beckett. I got back into it. I got offered the show just from a producer guy I know if I come on it. I was one of many judges. And you know what? I hadn't been in that industry for so long. I said, I'd just love to do it, just to be around those people again. I was doing my businesses, but there's nothing like it to go and do that. Oh, lovely. A couple more drinks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you. So yeah, obviously I got back into it, and I went and done the show, and it was more not about me singing again. It was being in the show, judging lots of people that would come on there and sing, and we had to judge them on how good they were. But then after the show, it was some social media post with a woman on there who was the biggest Lady Gaga impersonator in the world. She flies everywhere. She has a good living. If Lady Gaga can't do it, she does it. Her show's massive. And all of a sudden A Star Is Born was a huge hit at the time.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Yeah, and I sang Shallow with her. Anyway, they phoned me up, some producers phoned me up and said, Adam, we want to do a theatre show of A Star Is Born. Would you play Bradley Cooper in it? And I said, I'm out of singing now. And it was a theatre show, and I said no. And then they phoned me back and they said, Adam, we're going to start doing arenas. I said, count me in. I said,
that one, yeah.
Yeah, because also for me, I wanted I've got three, at the time, I've got more now, but I've got 4 young nephews. I'd never seen their Uncle Adam sing, and it was great for them to come along and see me on stage. I think people thought I was going for a midlife crisis because I grew my hair back long, like I used to have it. I grew it all back long down to here to play Bradley Cooper, and it was quite fitting actually. It was quite an easy part to play. I was just playing an alcoholic.
Are you an alcoholic?
I'm not an alcoholic, but it was it was quite easy for me to play that part. So it was really good fun. We went and done about 10 to 12 shows, and then obviously COVID messed up not only that, but some businesses that I was involved in as well.
But it was successful.
It was, it was really successful. You know what? There was talk of us going to Canada, to Vegas possibly. I've got to admit, I liked it, but it wasn't the same as when I was doing it myself. It was when I was doing original music was different. This was almost, I'm impersonating someone.
Thing, isn't it?
It was, yeah. And it's good. I mean, I might actually, bit of an exclusive. I'm doing a bit of acting again this year. I've just got a part in a movie, so only a small part. They offered me again. They keep dragging me back into.
Don't you believe it's signs like that? Don't you believe it's like a sign? No,
I do. Yeah, it was a friend of mine. He lives in Marbella now, and he's a film director. He's had many films in the cinema. And he just said, he said, Ad, would you ever do anything? I've seen you on Instagram. I like the way you act. You could act. I said, well, I used to do acting, blah, blah, blah. And then he came up, it's just a small part. He said, I'd like you to play someone who's a rock and roll guitar shop owner. So I think you'd be perfect for it. I was like, okay, have I got the part? He said, no, you've still got to do all the casting. So I went and done it. And they actually phoned me up this week and said, Adam, you're going to go and film it in Bath in September, which is amazing, yes. But Yeah, it's not something I look at as full time anymore.
Is his name Nick by any
Nick,
chance?
yeah.
It's one of my future.
Nick Moorcroft is one of your.
Yes.
Nick is an absolute legend. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know him actually yet, but
Nick-
he was recommended by Darren.
Right, Darren. Yeah,
So-
Nick is a very good friend of mine, brilliant speaker, and you're going to have a.
And I actually want to do this as a little bit of like a tradition. I want the guests on my podcast to recommend me,
others.
or kind of like, how do you say, put it forward, or like kind of the ice bucket challenge was like,
put
okay, the
people
next
forward.
ones are
Yeah, no, Nick.
okay. Who should be the next?
You're
one?
going to get good
Who are
value,
you
good
gonna
value out of
nominate?
Nick. Nick is a great speaker, and he's also a very, very interesting character as well. Very, very good.
But who would you nominate? Who would you?
Well, I would have nominated Nick.
Yeah.
Who would I nominate? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you that at the end of the.
Right.
Yeah,
good.
I'll have a good think about that. I don't want to give anyone the platform that doesn't deserve it.
Okay. So sorry, we go back to your singing, acting, but actually, this is not something that you do.
No, not anymore. No,
Not anymore.
I mean, look, I get up.
But they keep dragging you back in.
Yeah, look, have I done it? Have I? I think I went to a Sunday lunch in there's a place called La Sala, right?
Mm-hmm. I
there
used to
was
work there
Right. Okay.
in the marketing
In
department.
the market. So I went there, and there was a band playing, and
Mm-hmm.
Nick actually was, "Go on, Adam, get up there and sing. Get up there and sing." Of course, I've had a couple of drinks. I go there and sing, and I think the singer of the band was quite shocked. Really. I mean, people get up and sing, but obviously that was a profession for many years, and
Oh, this guy can actually.
he can actually sing. So, and I don't like to do that really. When someone else is performing, you go up there and sing, and it's a bit willy waving, really, isn't it?
I don't know. Well, I think it
It's good
happens
for
a lot
everyone
to
else.
us.
It's good for everyone else.
Good fun.
Yeah.
The audience would like it. So, what is it that you do?
So my main job,
now?
my main job now is in COVID. I was in marketing, and then obviously the whole, like a lot of people, that went to shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse my French, but that went. Obviously, marketing was one of the first things that's going to go in anyone's business when you're shutting down. The marketing went, so that was a big shame. But it kind of made, and I had quite a good company, and it kind of made me really think what I wanted to do with my life. So I came out. Actually, that's why I came to Marbella. I came out here to do commodities with someone, just to stay with him in his house, learn the business. But then I still never really enjoyed doing that. My heart was always in marketing, and then I got back into AI, sort of dragged me into it, which has come about recently. So now I have an AI solutions business that will do anything from small businesses to large companies. I'm doing some good real estate AI things at the moment. And then I've got another bigger project with a guy resident of Marbella as well, called Gil Antolin, who's a huge influencer in the luxury travel space. So we have got our own product coming out with another partner called Janice that's coming out in November, but that's a much bigger project. That's going to be digital concierge, full luxury hotels. So, and it's back in a space that I really love, because my two favorite things now in life are travel and I do love AI. So yeah, so I'm in a good place right now doing that.
Good.
I'm enjoying it.
And then a little bit of acting on the side. And God knows, maybe.
And then treading the boards, and then maybe I'll get to. I mean, I've got to chat Nick up yet. Maybe he'll let me sing the theme tune. Who knows? You heard it here first, Nick.
Soundtrack.
Yeah. Soundtrack would be.
Sometimes the soundtrack is more famous than the actual movie.
Well, that's what I might tell him. I said, look, do you want that soundtrack to be really famous, Nick? Yeah, we'll see. I'll push for it. Push for it.
So the COVID time pushed you to come to Marbella, or how did that happen?
Yeah.
How did you come to Marbella?
Well, you know what? I was sitting in my flat in North London, and anyone who's lived in London, you don't get much for your money there. You're living in a box. You don't really get in a garden. It's pissing down with rain. I'm paying over the odds for the space that I'm in. And a guy that I was chatting to, I'll backtrack a little bit. After singing, I went and done PR for Formula E, launching Formula E, and I was travelling around the world doing that, and met a lot of interesting characters.
Which is electric.
Formula One, but electric racing.
Actually, I've never heard about this until you told me. So
Yeah.
Is it like a huge thing?
It's got bigger. I was there the first year it started, and we had to go around the world just selling it into different places, and then so I travelled a hell of a lot with it. But the whole time met some very interesting characters. I was part of the team that were looking after a lot of the investors and doing a lot of the parties side of things. So you got very friendly with a lot of good people. And after the marketing company, I didn't know what to do. I spoke to someone I knew from there, and they said, "Look, Ad, come and do commodities with me. You're a great salesman. Yeah, you got the gift of the gab. Come and do some commodities." I said, no, I'm not doing that. And he said, look, I've got a big house in Los Monturas. It's just me. You can have your whole wing for yourself, and I'll just teach you how to do it. I said, no. And then I think I had a couple of drinks that night, and I woke up and I just booked the flight. I went, right, I'm coming. I'll be there.
And it was COVID.
It was it was at the time where you can start traveling.
Okay, so you were thinking also maybe it's a good time.
Yeah, and I thought just in case they lock you down again, I thought I'd rather be locked down in his house with a big swimming pool and a gym and stuff like that than in my flat in North London. So I went out there. I've loved doing it. I'm still involved in the company, but my real passion is in marketing and AI and like now I've been able to fuse them together with travel. I'm really happy. So I'm in a good place now. It took a while to rebuild. There was a lot of anger about, what happened in COVID to me, as in what happened in business wise. But you still have to maintain that you have the network you've always got. So you reach out to them and I think you were saying to me off camera, things just seem to happen if you put it out there in the universe, right?
Now you don't regret it, do you?
I don't. Well,
would you change anything?
I'll be honest. I didn't think I was going to be in Marbella as much. I'm based between London, Dubai, and here. I didn't think it would be somewhere that I would call a base where I go back and forward to. But yeah, I came here and I lived here in 2017 and I realised the difference. There was a big difference. There was a lot of people that had bought in COVID. A lot of people had moved here. It seemed like it had a much better off season as well. The quality of person, I believe, had gone up a lot. Yeah. And I thought, you know what, I'll hang about. And then obviously what happens all the time is you meet a girl, right? Yeah. You meet a girl and, I met a girl that's, I'm so happy with. I love her to pieces. And, I can see myself, once I've got all my business affairs in order, I probably will maintain a permanent residence in Marbella. Yeah.
So she's making you settle down.
She is, yes.
She's something special.
She's whipping me.
Oh. Good. Yeah, she's lovely.
She's a good girl.
She's a good girl. So why are you dividing yourself between London, Marbella, and Dubai?
Yeah.
Where did the Dubai?
Well, the Dubai thing came. Dubai. One thing Dubai has got is when you go to Dubai, it's got an energy like, I don't know if you've been to New York.
I haven't been to Dubai.
Right.
I've just recently been to Abu Dhabi, which I absolutely loved. But I've had this, you always have judgments about the place, how it's going to be. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, I think Dubai was a case of, I saw where it was going. I had a lot of friends out there. There's a lot of opportunity out there, especially, I would actually say, especially for British to go out there. We're quite creative, the British, and we're quite systematic anyway. And I think there's a lot of that going on out there. And there's a lot of expats, not just being British, like Europeans. Very easy to go over there and do stuff. And there's a lot of, you've got that air about it where you feel there's potential. I mean, if you've ever been to New York, there's something in the air of positivity. Not like on the tube in London, where everyone's having a go at you. But so I went out there, I'm doing my thing, set up the businesses there. And it's a breeding ground for success if you let it be. And it became London. I was done with. Obviously, my family are there. I love my family so much, so I'm back there a lot. I'm a mummy's boy, so I love to go back to see mum. I actually fly back every 3 weeks just to cut her grass still. It'd be cheaper to hire someone to do that, but I do that, yeah. And so they're the three elements that I can base between.
But what do you say about people who say that Dubai is so fake and so?
Well, the same people would say the same about Marbella, right?
No, they do.
It's do you know what? I always think that as well, and I've done it when I've done to Marbella. When I first got to Marbella in 2017, I probably did hang around with them sort of people. It's who you choose to spend your time with, right? If you're, especially doing the Formula E thing, I met some really, really, really rich people, and they're a lot more understated, a lot more calm. They're happy with themselves. They're not over flamboyant. They're not showing stuff off. They don't need to.
Yeah.
And if you want to hang around with them people, you can, and there's plenty of that. There's plenty in Marbella, there's plenty in Dubai, but there's also many families. Dubai is really safe, really safe. Your girlfriend can be walking down the street at night and she's going to be fine. There's not much crime there. That's because they have strict laws in place and people don't take the piss. But it's just got. But you're right. It's in a sense, it doesn't fit me completely because there's something to be said for culture. London's got a lot of culture. I like that, but it's just got crap weather, and a lot of people are very negative there, and that's not their own fault. That's stuff to do with the weather, and I probably blame the media as well causing that. But Dubai, when you come here, it's very laid back here. You need to be disciplined here to work because it's very, very easy.
To have a drink.
Let's have a drink. Yeah,
Don't
there you
drink.
go. Yeah. It's very easy.
Yeah, there's a lot of temptation in Marbella. Cheers.
But it's very easy just to do that. You have to be very dedicated, and I think for the first couple of months, maybe I wasn't. You just get into party mode. But now you got your routines, and what I really, really enjoy about Marbella is the side of it I never saw until I had spent more time here, is all the nature and the lovely little restaurants and the lovely little towns outside. You know, we're not talking everyone going down to Puente Romano, or even, actually Puente Romano is not the best example. People always talk when they say to me, oh, down Porto Banús. Now, I don't know anyone who lives here that goes down Porto Banús, do you?
No.
No,
never go.
I mean, I'll go down there if loads of lads come over and they're on a stag do.
Daytime, like sometimes I do.
Yeah.
With my kids.
Yeah.
Have a stroll, feed the fish.
You don't really go down there as much. I mean, I've got good friends that own bars down there, and it's a tourist trap.
Oh, you go on a yacht. It's lovely to, have taken a boat with my friends, and that's just priceless. Yeah, you see the whole Marbella is beautiful. You see the dolphins, like
that's beautiful about here. Actually, I think I've been 4 or 5 times recently on a yacht here, and every time seen her.
That's when you go to Puerto Banús to get a yacht.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's all right for some, huh?
Yes.
It's all right for some. She's always on yachts.
No, I'm not. But when I'm lucky, I go, and I have some friends who include me. But it's true. London has the culture, Marbella has the nature, and Dubai has the
business. Yeah.
Business.
So I mean, look,
and tax-free.
Tax-free. It's.
I guess it's very.
It helps, yeah. But you know what? I've also learnt now about. Okay, look, if I decide to go for my full residency here, then I'm going to have to go down that road, and obviously we're going to have to discuss that and work out my options. But that really doesn't matter to me anymore. It's more about happiness and where you're happy. And here, I'm lucky because I travel, and Lucy will come with me a lot of the time. But she's work here. But I'm starting to feel now that this is my home. I've got more friends here than I've ever had in Dubai. And it's just the way of life. I love the fact that every morning I go and walk the Pasaya, do all my emails. I love that side I really love that side of life. And it's got clean air here. Do I wish the coastline was a little bit more like up near Costa Brava? Probably.
Or Mallorca.
Mallorca, yeah. But again.
But that's like an hour flight away. Or Tarifa is just an hour drive.
And some of those beaches down Tarifa, and is it Balbat? Balbat, is it down there? Or Vejer?
Barbate, Sahara de los Atunes.
I'm British, isn't it? Balbat.
It's Balbat. It sounds very French, actually. But yeah, all the coastline after Tarifa and going up Playa de los Atunes.
It's got that Portugal-esque down there. Yeah.
And there's like a secret beach. Not secret, but like not very... There's no.
I might have been to that one. Is that one with
Playa de los Alemanes?
Is this the nudie beach? Is it?
No.
Oh, was that?
Well,
that was just
maybe just you.
That was just me. Maybe I was just naked down there.
Maybe you felt so free.
No, we did actually. Yeah.
But there's just actually massive villas there, but no.
I have been there.
No hotels, no beach club, nothing.
Beautiful, yeah. I have been there. Yeah.
It has a little bit of like this California vibe somehow.
It has like a Malibu style.
Malibu beach, yeah.
That's a good point, actually. I'm going to make a note of that place. We went there last year and we said, we should book a place there for the weekend.
Because the villas there are incredible. And there is some on Airbnb, so check them out.
We'll be doing it. We'll all go there for another podcast.
Yeah, no, I have to go there. I haven't actually been there this year. But yeah, the best time to go actually is like go September, October, even November when it's beautiful, Yeah,
I mean, look, we're in the time of the season now.
Yeah.
What I am learning, I'm off from Marbella now. Probably about the 10th, 11th, 12th, I'll be leaving to go to some other business activities up in Europe. But you do learn, and I see it with a lot of people that live in Marbella. Most people who live in Marbella are not here in
No, we leave. I leave.
In August, because it gets it does get a little crazy.
Yeah, but that's, I know July, August is like the high season months, but for the locals, this is the time we leave. And let's say you own a property, also the best time, rent out your property in the summer, go back to your home.
And it's crazy the prices you get for your property.
Exactly, you get a lot of money for your property. There's, a lot of tourists here. There's a lot of traffic. It's like some time. Well, actually, locals.
Well, where I live in Marbella, I'm quite happy where I'm. We're on the just up from Puente Romana, near where Nota Blue is. And I didn't plan it like that, but that's where we went. And
sure you did.
But it's
spoke to Sazu and said, "Where are you going to make your place?"
But it just seems like a nice, because you don't get the traffic.
The previous place was next to La Plage, no? You said Monteros.
Las Monteros, yeah.
Let's walk to La Plage.
That was good, yeah. I mean, the La Plage, and there's Casanes down that way, right?
Yeah, La Plage Casanes.
I like them,
yeah. It's a cool place. But if you had to, if you're thinking about, you have Lucy, maybe you're thinking about settling down, having kids.
Definitely.
Where would you do that?
I would.
You have to have your base.
Look, let's be honest, I don't really have a choice in that. I pretend.
You always have a choice.
I kind of gave up that role.
Oh.
I gave up that role when we became very serious. I think when it comes to family, I think I'm always going to, just to the nature of my job, I'm going to have to travel a lot. But I do believe that, it would probably be in Spain, and it would most likely be in Marbella. I mean, I quite like East Marbella as well, because we go down there. Most nights we go down there swimming to Los Monteros, and I really like those beaches. We actually had we met at Nosso down the so we like to go to those beaches. I can see myself if I decide to make real permanent roots here, which I think it's likely. I can see myself being that side.
Running on the beach with your kids.
Running on the... I know you're trying to scare me. Yeah, I know.
Why? Are you scared of having kids?
It's not that I'm scared. Look,
I'm
43.
Not in your plan?
No, it was... You know what? It just didn't... It didn't happen. When I was younger, it didn't happen in my previous relationships. And then because I was married before, and then I had another long relationship, and it didn't happen there. That girl was... she was traveling a lot for the nature of her work. And it just didn't happen. And then I almost thought, actually, at one point I thought, well, maybe I've got a bit older, and is there any point? Can I just be fun Uncle Adam? But and then you meet the right person, and you go, and also let's be honest, you start going to parties where everyone's got the kids there anyway, so you might as well just...
You can.
I'm not saying that's the reason to have kids so they can all enjoy each other at the party, but it's definitely my time now, yeah.
But do you think there's...
It's hard for me to say.
There's one person for you, your soulmate, your true love. Do you believe in that?
I do. In a sense, yeah, I believe in that. I believe in timing. I believe everything's in timing. I mean, she'll kill me for saying this, the soulmate thing. It's not that I'm cynical. There's a lot of people in the world. But it's not saying that. But I met the right person at the right time, and I think she would say the same. When I met her, she was also, she wasn't looking for a relationship, or even was I. But it just sort of worked. I mean, we moved in with each other after 3 months, which is quite quick, isn't it? I suppose if you do that, you just get the nonsense out of the way and see if you can live with each other. And see.
Yeah, might as well. Or take a trip,
we took a couple of trips beforehand.
Good.
So it was
to know a person.
Yeah, but really I think so. I think.
But I guess when you know, you kind of know, no?
Exactly. So to go back to you, I think soulmate. You can call it. Yeah, there might be different versions of what you call it, but I certainly think I met the right person at exactly the right time. So. If that means soulmate, then yes.
Yeah, but since you were kind of, singing, you were kind of a rock star, how was it when you were younger? Were you Mr. Popular in school with girls, or were you, because you never know, always the stars, they go and say, I was bullied in school and I was the
No, I definitely...
I don't think you were.
No, I definitely weren't a bully. You know what? I used to, I'll give you a picture, you can put it on this podcast. Okay. I used to walk around London with hair down to here, feather boas and makeup on, right?
Oh, wow.
But our shows were very full on. They were very energetic. People, it was quite heavy music. So it answers your question. I'm trying to not get myself in too much trouble.
There's no trouble.
No, I think, I enjoyed my time in the band, yeah. But I also in the band I met my previous relationship. So
And how was it with the groupies and stuff?
With groupies?
Was there any back then?
Never
Really?
one. No. I used to go home, just
alone,
have a cup of tea, and that was it, and just deflate.
Really?
Yeah. Never done anything. Never done any fun. Never done anything like that. No.
Well, maybe you should go back into singing now. And
well, yeah. Well, actually, it was quite funny though when because when I went back and done the Bradley Cooper thing, that was quite strange because you'd actually have people queuing up to meet me after. And I used to find it ironic that they're queuing up to meet a fake version
of
Bradley Cooper. And I did actually get offered if I wanted to go to a local travel lodge, which is like a Premier Inn, which is a cheap hotel with a girl. And I just thought that's where my singing career now has to end. If I'm if I'm getting groupies for being a fake Bradley Cooper, that would.
Those are like fake groupies.
Exactly. And the level of groupie had changed as well. It wasn't really. It wasn't really,
girls that you're hoping.
No, it wasn't. It was some angry Karen that was out on a night out.
But do you remember like your very first crush, your very first date, or like when? Or your first love?
Oh yes.
Yes.
I remember my first love. I was 9 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Her name was Faye Carter.
And did you write a song for her?
It wasn't that I wrote a song, but what I do remember, I was only 9. I was coming back from France. And we'd been to one of these sites with my parents, and they'd taken us there. Sort of place where they go with some friends that they have. The kids can run off and do what they want, and they're just getting barbecues, getting drunk, and sometimes checking in on us. And I remember I'd met this girl, Faye, and I was 9 years old. And I remember when I had to leave, I remember being in the car, and number one at the time was that song, It Must Have Been Love, but it's all. I remember looking out the window like I was in some sort of music video. I'm thinking, my heart was broken. Yeah, never heard from her. Never have. She ripped my heart out. Maybe if you're out there, Faye, it's too late now.
It's too late now.
Moved on.
It must have been love.
But it's over now.
It's over now.
Yeah.
He has Lucy.
Yeah, I've got Lucy now.
I hope you have another Adam. Or you got Bradley.
Yeah, don't know.
Who's Bradley dated?
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, many.
But how do you describe the women and already? I don't know. Did you date in Dubai? Like, how is the dating scene?
No, you know what?
Or do you think it's quite similar everywhere?
Look, because
I've heard some stories about women in Dubai.
I was in long relationships. By the time I came out of those, so I went from one to another one, and by the time I come out of them, I'd never even used these apps. And they've all got these apps now. So when I was single, yes, I had these apps, and yet it became a full-time job. It was like
finger was.
I'm just like this, but you get I got a lot of matches and stuff, and you're having these silly conversations. I never found it. I never found it useful. I never found it, and you know what? It wasn't really. And I don't believe in all that. I know what you're getting at with the what's it like dating in Dubai, and I think it could be probably similar to it is here. You've got to find the right people, right? There could be some people, not going to say all, but digging around for the wrong reasons for being with someone. But then and some men we might take advantage of that to say, okay, well, I'll buy you a handbag and.
It's a two-way game.
It's a two-way game. But I think, Dubai's got, Dubai, I think from the girls that I know in Dubai, like friends, they say they struggle in Dubai today. And I don't know if that's a common phenomenon now anyway for people.
I've heard the opposite, actually, that the men struggle with the women.
The men struggle with the women?
Maybe the men complain to us and then the women complain to us.
Maybe it's a game like that, yeah. I think it's more... I don't know, I think also I don't think these apps help either because it becomes too easy. It's
easy, but it's also very superficial.
Yeah.
How can you judge a person just by their looks? I don't know. It's just very.
I mean, in essence, you might do that in a bar, but then that person at least has got a chance to come over and make you laugh or something like that.
I think a lot. Maybe the men. I think they always say like the men love with the eyes and women love with the ears. So for men might be great. Yeah, okay, she's pretty good. But the women, we are much more than that. Like I'm not looking for someone who looks like David Beckham because I don't know, for us it takes a lot more than looks I think you need to have the charisma, the manners.
I think sometimes they call it, my nephew would call it game. I don't know if I'm too old to say he's got game. But I think maybe I think maybe that's getting lost now. Is it because youngsters don't really have to do that? They come up with some good texts.
Hopefully there is some still old school dating that you just go out wherever you go out. You can start talking to people. But I feel like a lot of that has gone digital. And people are a lot, and like you said, it becomes so easy. And I think people are breaking up a lot easier because you're like, oh, whatever, I'll just pick the next one. Swipe left.
No, you're right. You're right. And also for me as well, asking about dating, I see through all that bullshit anyway. I don't really want to. I need to get to know someone anyway. I don't really want to.
How did you meet Lucy, by the way?
Lucy, we met at Nosso.
Oh, you said in the beach club.
Yeah.
It's a beach club, don't you?
Yeah, no, it was good. We met, we had dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, we met, and then she said, this was what was really nice about her, actually. I've said, where do you want to go? We'd met just before, not Nosso. She said, where do you want to go? Mm-hmm. I said, where do you want to go? I'm listing off all these fancy restaurants, trying to impress her as we do. She was like, look, we don't have to do that. We just go for a walk.
And you're like, okay.
On the beach, you go for a swim.
Are you okay, Lucy?
In my head, I went, well, that's okay. Being superficial, I went, that's okay. Going for a swim, I can have a look at the goods, so to speak. Exactly.
First date.
Exactly. So we just walked along the beach, went for a swim, and then we ended up at Nosso. And we just had a great night. And even though I'd been out a lot, and I think my family was starting to get like, Adam, you're going to settle back down or you're going to have kids eventually. I kind of given up on it, to be honest. And I remember that night I'd actually wrote my mum, always write my mum. So look, I might have found a really nice one, So
I already knew. So after
I can't, you know what, I don't, I also, I'm a bit longer in the tooth now. You kind of like, I've heard it all before, seen it all before. And you do, don't you? You go, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Of course, it could be fake on the first night, but you at least get to that feeling. Second or third date.
But it's the feeling that counts, and the feeling that you don't get in the apps. I think it's the feeling, the energy, and
I've heard girls and guys say, they've given me, I think they call the word the ick, and it's just because they've checked something back. Maybe they didn't get the humour, they didn't get the way they were speaking, they didn't get the tone of their joke or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know how you can do all those apps all day.
But do you believe in like energy and frequency and all these kind of stuff?
100%. Yeah. I'm a massive, oh, here we go. We've got ABBA playing in the background.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm a massive believer in that. I believe in what you think you become.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? When I was in a depressed stage of my life, it's hard. I wouldn't say depressed. My mental fitness wasn't as great. And I remember when I came across someone called Anthony Robbins. And I remember him doing all these NLP techniques and stuff like that, and actually putting that stuff out to the universe and stuff like that. And I'm a massive, and the more older I got.
When was that? What age?
I think that was around about 32.
All right. Okay.
So 10 years ago. I think, that's when I first, because before that I didn't really care. But maybe that was a way of me being like that as well. I just went with the flow. Then you start getting more responsibilities and you start getting in your head about things, right? But I firmly believe, me and my missus, we firmly believe in that. And I mean, she's worse than me. Not say worse. If there's a full moon, we're doing ceremonies, all sorts. She's loving it. We've got everything laid out.
But I think there's also more information about that. It's so available nowadays. That if you kind of don't take it in, then you're, like it's everywhere kind of, or maybe my algorithm is the same, that I get all these, all this stuff now that the same, but I just feel like it's so much more available that maybe even 15 years ago it was
much more, and also much more accepted. You're not thinking
you're not a woo-woo.
You're not someone at the hippie market in Ibiza that's just preaching. It's
kind of become trendy.
And also, you know what? I think it was always trendy. It's just somewhere in the narrative of media and stuff like that, they decided to lose that side of the connection that we actually have to the spiritual world. And I'm, sometimes I have to remind myself of it, as we all do. You get in your head a bit, and then you have to. But again, even doing things like, I do this breathing technique. If ever I procrastinate, I do this Mel Robbins breathing technique where I do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I do something. So that's kind of along that lines.
Follow her a lot, and I
love Mel Robbins. Yeah.
And Ritual.
I don't know him.
No.
No.
Oh, you'll love him. He's like an Ultraman.
Right. Okay.
So he's done all the endurance, and
like
he was
Goggins.
Ex-alcoholic. Yeah, but he's interviewed actually Goggins as well.
Yeah.
And he's a super ultra crazy guy, but I mean, Goggins is another level. But he does a very good podcast ritual with Mel Robbins, with a lot of very, very interesting people about, the strength of your mind and all of that.
Well, I think as well, the minute you accept that it'll be the best moment in your life. I believe. I mean, I remember when I got in and I felt down and I had depression. I never believed in depression ever. Never believed in it. I thought, and then I got down.
It's never going to happen to me.
But then it was, and then I was calling it depression, and it wasn't. I felt guilty for something, and then you get that, and then you get out of your own head. You do techniques, but it's a muscle you also need to train, right? You need to keep training on it because sometimes something goes wrong. You stub your toe in the morning as you get up. You hit your toe. The whole day seems to follow on. It's all about your breathing, letting it go, and also I think we were discussing it off camera. It comes with age a bit. You let things go a bit, and you
just get a bit smarter somehow.
I don't know about smarter. Hopefully make smarter choices.
This episode is brought to you by Besaya Beach and Tikitano by Besaya. Visit my website to find out more about these beautiful restaurants.
We were talking about Mel Robbins.
Talking about Mel Robbins, yeah.
Mindfulness, mental fitness.
Mental fitness, I think it's the one, yeah. I mean, you are what you think what you become. And I think in life, I would generally be a half glass full than a half glass empty sort of person. As in, I'd rather look on an optimist, yeah.
I mean, too. I'm a full glass.
You're a full glass. Always.
No glass. But full glass. I know it's full somewhere. It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming back.
It's coming.
But yeah, no, I think I don't. The problem is I don't think they teach you it in school. I done an interview the other week and we were talking about this, and it was very much that why are they not in school teaching you anything really that you need in life? I would say 90% of what they teach you don't need in real life. Why are they not teaching you about taxes, finances, and the big one, how to handle life? Because life's tough.
Yeah, but they don't want you to come out of the hamster wheel. That's why, isn't it?
No, they want you working for the man.
You need to be the 9 to 5. Don't think.
The slave.
Because you might become, like you said,
slave to debt.
Yeah, we don't want that. But tell me your best manifesting result, or something that you had this, or do you do goals? How do you manifest? Do you have vision board? Do you write down? Do you just think?
Yeah, no, I have a certain amount of goals that I always stick to, and I write them down. I'm also a very big believer in to-do lists. I love to-do lists, and I always put the hardest thing that you've got to do, I make sure I do first, because I think
all the rest becomes enjoyable.
Well, procrastination. Yeah. Okay. So obviously Mel Robbins, we talked about procrastination. I handle that by doing her technique of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you go for it.
5-second rule.
5-second rule, and it works. I do it with everything. I mean, I'd sometimes must look like a bit of a nutter doing it because I sometimes do it out loud. But I believe in that. I think. How do I put it? I think that if you set I'm a big believer in your mornings, right? So morning routines.
What's your morning routine?
My morning routine is I get up. I'm a morning person as well. Some people hate that, but I'm straight out. I'm happy.
I hope Lucy doesn't.
Yeah, Lucy takes a bit longer to wake up. I'll be happy.
She's probably enjoying it. You probably do all the coffees and stuff. And
my morning routine is I get up. I might do some. I listen to something.
Meditation.
10 seconds. Yeah, some meditation. Some. What they called when you say something over and over and I go.
Affirmations.
Affirmations. Yeah, I do some affirmations. I do that usually in the gym. In the car on the way to the gym. I get the gym done. I go through my to-do list. I take a walk down the Besaya. Do all my emails. I think if you can master the morning, you master the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And everything else just becomes easy. And if you wake up and you are in a bad mood in the morning, you get up and you stub your toe, the whole day just rolls on and you feel in a bad mood.
Yeah, it is the energy will bring you more bad things.
It'll bring you down, yeah.
Yeah, it's totally like a snowball effect.
That's for sure.
And what do your friends think about you when you're doing these affirmations? They don't think you're crazy?
Well, I don't really let them into that side of me. I mean, I think my friends know what I'm like. My good friends, I mean, they'll all be like, oh, here he is, Adam. I'm a confident man. And they'll, me, my brother's my best friend, and we're very similar thoughts. My brother's even better at me at just dusting himself off and going after something. Very, very driven guy. So I think they admire it from afar, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't like to say that for sure, but I think they admire it from afar. And I think the older, I've done it for many years, but I think now a lot of people are starting to get into this way of life, right? There's a lot more out there on social media about it. And I think people just need to sometimes reset and not feel like a wally doing it, not feel like an idiot doing it.
I think it's also become a little bit trendy. So it's like fun and cool. Like I said, maybe 10, 15 years ago, you were a bit of a woo-woo, you know, what yoga, what meditation, what are you, you know, and you're the crazy hippie. Nowadays, if you don't meditate, you're like, oh, what's wrong with you?
And also, you've got to remember that, you know, you're doing a podcast here, but there's so many podcasts out there with huge CEOs or huge people that you admire. And one thing they've all got in common, one thing they've always got in common is that is morning routines and some sort of meditation or some sort of time for themselves.
Yeah,
you know?
mindful time.
It's also shutting off. I also quite like the idea of, you know, just sitting there in silence sometimes, like complete silence, and just letting your thoughts go. I do struggle sometimes with meditation of not letting my brain go off, but I think that's also a muscle that you have to train, right?
Yeah, and I love, actually, there's a thing, like I went to this meditation class years ago, and she said it's okay if your thoughts are coming, because there's also a thing called thinkitation.
Right.
Let the thoughts come. Let's see what the thoughts are coming in. And like you said, there may be some good thoughts, there may be some ideas coming in. And I actually realized that I got really good ideas, and like even for business or just like some very good ideas coming during that time. And like you said, we don't really have that quiet time anymore. We're always on the go, always with our friends, work and screen and that. So just when we're quiet,
I think that's important.
It's actually good to let the thoughts come in.
You're right. And I also think what you said about the screen stuff, I try, sometimes it doesn't work like that, but I try not to turn that phone on until
later on.
Yeah, until I've done that morning routine, because the last thing you know, there's so many ways of communication now that if they haven't got you by a text, a WhatsApp, a Facebook, an Instagram, a Telegram or something, an email, they can get you. So you just, and all of a sudden that puts you off. Someone could, you know, inevitably nothing's that, unless it's urgent, nothing's that important that it's going to put you off. And like I say, if you set yourself up for the day, everything else is going to be easier, everything.
And I feel like if you don't look at the phone the first thing, which I also don't always do, I'm not, you know, like that, but I try. If I don't do it, I feel like I am running my day. Otherwise, the phone and other people are running my day. They are starting my day. They are, you know, pushing me in some kind of direction, things I have to do. But if I don't, then I'm like, I can choose how my day is going to go.
And also, I found when I'm in Spain especially, I will work in a different way. When I'm in London now, I'll be up at 7. I'm up 5, 6, 7 maybe. And you're working. It's very fast paced. I actually love it here because I have a relaxed way about it. I say, you know what, I'm going to do time for myself and I'm going to go on my walk. And on my walk down that lovely ocean walk, I'm going to do my emails. And I won't even know how long. Sometimes I've walked all the way from Puerto Banús to Old Town. Don't even know you're doing it. You're just writing. You're doing all your emails. By the time you've done that, you've walked all that way, and I've done half the work for the day. And
Plus, you got the steps in.
Yeah, I got the steps in, and also it's that sort of deep work, you know. And I try and do it here. I like to think I do deep work now, which is because I look forward to spending time outside in the sunshine. So I'd rather shut myself off in a room for 4 or 5 hours, no distractions, and get it done.
Yeah.
And then go and enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah. So when you have a plate of food, you always leave like the good stuff last. You eat the peas and the bad thing, and then you leave bacon to the last.
I go and eat it. Yeah. I mean,
It's like that.
I have no problem with scoffing it all down, though. Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk briefly about Marbella. What are your favorite places in Marbella? Where do you go?
Where do I go? Right.
You don't need to name them all, but just like a few of your...
You know, right, in the winter. I like the Marbella Club in the winter. I like it in there. Patio.
Yeah. And the champagne room.
Yeah, I like it in there. It's a bit of fun, a bit cheesy. I like it how it's all the interior, the decadence of it. Yeah, it's cool. It's like being in a London private members club. It's really cool. I like there's a restaurant, Not a Blue. I really like it in there. But I also like, is it La Bucaron? I'm gonna. It's in Marbella Old Town. Bucaron, I think it's Bucaron. And there's another Italian called Davaros.
I don't know this. Are these Old Town?
That's amazing. Out of all the areas here in Marbella, I prefer the Old Town to go out. I love it.
I have to go more. To be honest, I don't go as a local, but Whenever I go, I'm like, I need to.
I love it. I love because it feels more authentically Spanish, right?
Yeah,
it's
definitely. There's so many good restaurants there.
It's
and
beautiful
tapas places, and it's so romantic and authentic. And
I much prefer. I would say 10 times I prefer. I mean, I like going to Nobu, and I like going to.
I really like Malaga as well.
Malaga's a nice night out, right?
Yeah, just food wise, and the restaurants are actually cheaper and
a lot cheaper,
and also more authentic.
I mean, even in Marbella Old Town, you'll see the prices go down.
Yeah,
considering
or Estepona.
You know what? I went to Estepona.
That's also very underrated.
I went to Estepona, and whatever the mayor's done over there, I think he's voted one of the best politicians in Spain at the moment. But whatever he's done over there, he's done well, because their old town, I'd arguably say their old town's on par with Marbella, if not better. They've done a really good job down there. There's a lot of trendy things going up.
Yeah,
they've done a really good job.
Marbella life might turn to Estepona life soon.
Oh, there you go.
No, really, but every time I go, I'm like, I also need to go there more. Really,
it is cool.
Really, really clean, very nice. So many new places, a lot cheaper. Even the parking, I think I parked for like 3 hours. It was €1.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah,
it'd
be 20, 25 euros.
Not that bad, but it will be a lot more. So I was like, really need to go. That's the point. I'm very kid friendly. If you have kids, they have playgrounds in the boulevard. Super, very well organized.
Really impressed with it there. I like it. I don't know if you know, but I always looking, and I saw down there, obviously being a musician in my previous life, places that just do good live music.
I don't know if there is there.
There is some in Estepona. I saw it. I don't know in Marbella if there is some really good places. I'd like it.
Yeah.
Some more drinks coming.
We need more of that. And I wanted to ask, since you're very driven with goals, all of that. So where is Adam going to be in like 5 years, 10 years?
Right.
Where are we going to? Or do you not set goals that far ahead? Where do you see yourself?
I like long-term goals, of course, but I also think people struggle with long-term goals because they make them. If you do shorter, smaller goals and you make them easy to hit, that's maybe your little bit of dopamine that will make you feel like you're more driven. In 5 years, where do I want to be? I want to have a young family, of course. I'd like to say I'd be retired, but I don't think I'll ever retire. I've got to take up golf, because I live in one of the best places for golf in the world, right?
And that will take a whole day. And golf is not 1 hour; you go the whole day.
Well, yeah.
So then you're already retired when you play golf.
Exactly.
That's what you do all day.
I'd like, I would like to think that. I'd like to think, you know what? I just want to be. I'd like to think I'll be happy, but I think we were discussing another thing off camera. 5 years. I'm 43, and when I was younger, I thought 5 years. If I was 37, thinking, oh God, when I'm 43, I need to be this. I don't even feel like I'm 43. So 5 years, I'll be 48. I still feel young. I still feel young, and I'll probably be doing the same as what I'm doing now. I just think it's about enjoying life, and one thing you can do in Marbella is really, really sit back and enjoy life. I love Marbella for the nature. I go, especially. Okay, it's a little hot now, but we're going to me and the missus do a lot of trekking. Climbing up that mountain.
So many nice hikes.
You know what? I'd like to set up a bar at the top of that concha. Set up a little bar.
Good luck with the license, but great idea.
We would just,
well, maybe you access by helicopter.
That'd be, and it'd be an expensive bar because you kind of have the market there, wouldn't you? Yeah. It'd be a good idea.
All these crazy things go here. But I remember I actually did the dinner in the sky in La Sala when I was still working there, and that was quite an experience.
I bet.
But so many people actually said no due to the height. They're like, I'm scared of heights, but it was actually beautiful. See the whole view of of the coast.
I bet it is. Yeah, I think that's one of my
dying there.
I'd like to. You know what? I'd like to go up in the helicopter and have a look over Marbella.
I haven't done that yet.
No, I'd like to have a go at that.
Yeah. So what else is in your bucket list?
In my bucket list to do, I mean, look, I'm very well travelled, so I'm lucky in that sense. I think it's not sad to say. It's something I never wanted to say. My bucket list now is to have a good family and provide for them now, and I'm ready. I kind of got away with it for so long, not having a family, and now I'm so looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to having all my. I'd really like to get to a place where, if I make this my permanent residence, that I would get a bigger place, have all the family over. I have my brother, my sister, all their kids. The older I've got, the more I care about family.
Yes.
Right? And I said I'm lucky. I go back to London enough so I can dip in and out. But that's my ultimate goal. I'd love to see everyone laughing, joking, all the kids. And it's funny, isn't it? Now as you get older, you just see how the family's a huge family, and you've got all the kids running around. It's weird that I've got to that place, and there's probably a lot of my friends that never thought I'd get there, but I'm there.
But it's good, like you said, you've been thinking about it before, but I think maybe it wasn't the right time, because I think maybe now you're ready.
Yeah.
Also, like you said, mentally, you were in a different place 10 years ago, and we all were. And when we're young, we have all these other adventures and things we want to do. So, why have kids just because everyone is having them if you're not ready for it?
I also felt as well, I think I was a singer, I never thought I'd do anything else but sing. When that ends, it does have a mental effect on you, because you've been a performer,
but not like you. But it is like a life.
But when you give up
huge
that
life change,
it's almost like if you give up that dream that you've always thought you'll only ever do that forever. You think, I'll only ever do that forever. And then you don't, and you have to adjust, and you have to think, well, that's not all it's about. And then you learn your skills. I mean, I'm very thankful for my performing past, because it's really helped me in business. It really has, because I can be confident. I can talk confidently.
You're a very good salesperson due to that.
Of course, because you had to sell yourself, right?
Yeah, it's true. No, but I did. I was dancer, actually. I was a dancer since I was young. So it is performing was that like my big... It wasn't a profession, but it was like always like a side thing as I was working, and I was in university, but still as a dance teacher, and I was performing on the side. And then I was thinking, so I'd love to perform, but I don't know if it was just, I'm quite practical. So I just thought, listen, I can't be 45 and dancing. I really need to do something else. And
of course.
And then I also thought, okay. And I just, the jobs started naturally coming. I didn't even finish my university, actually.
But we can.
It was just started coming, the work started coming. So I was like, okay, but I'll just go with it. And it was like journalism jobs and IT and all of that, and marketing, and all naturally.
And it just happens. But let's put it out there for your podcast. So me and you can do a little duet, right?
Yeah,
we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do a little duet.
That's a deal.
Is that a deal?
Oh, that's a deal.
Okay. And you can talk
let's not set a date.
No. Oh, here we go. Don't start backtracking.
Yeah, no. Well, let's try and do it this year.
Let's do it. We'll try and set something up at the Marbella Club and do a song, right?
Yeah, and we'll podcast it.
Perfect. It's a musical podcast.
Definitely. Okay, before we wrap up, you have to nominate someone.
Oh.
Okay, you have a drink.
I have to nominate someone.
No, well, you don't have to, but if you have someone, who do you think would be?
Well, you know what? It's not more that, what I would have, and you've already had him nominated. It would be Mr. Nick Moorcroft. You've already been nominated by one of the other guests. He's obviously someone you should have on. Nick's so interesting. He's had he's a movie director. You can imagine, and he used to live in Marbella many years ago as well. So he had many of his youth here. So he tells me some interesting stories, and I would double down on what Darren has said and get Nick on here. And I know that he's going to be in and out of Marbella because he's off filming his movie, which I'm in.
It's funny how it's kind of weird how it shows how small Marbella is, but kind of all my guests are actually linked to each other in a weird way, small way, or
You know what? Touching on that, when I first got here, I did find it. I don't know. It's because you don't put yourself out there. I'm a man, right? I don't. My missus would be like, "Oh, we should make friends with them." I'm like, I can't be bothered with that. Whatever. If it happens, it happens. But in the last, because I've been coming here a bit more, I've got some great friends here now, and and that's important where you live, and also why I now would rather look at here and think, okay, soon I'm going to make this my permanent residence, because jumping around here, there, and everywhere. Having friends and family are really important to me, and I'm really liking that this stage of my life when I'm doing that, and also having good people around you. And there's the people I'm at the circles with here are all quite inspiring and quite good business people. I can have good conversations, but also good fun guys that I can have the banter with as well. So I'm happy.
Marbella has it all.
Yeah, it does.
People, the life, the weather.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Before I let you go, I have a little gift.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe you're not wearing one of these already.
Oh, I'm not a tourist.
Yes.
So I put it on.
No, you should put it on.
It's going to mess my hair up.
It's okay.
I've got a big head.
Does it fit? It's like adjustable.
Is it adjustable? Yeah. Well,
Adjustable.
there we go.
Let me just.
Oh, it's quite good. I'm not a tourist. Do you think there's? Well, help
You're
me get.
not a tourist.
Well, do you think it will get me?
You can
Get
wear
me
that
better
in
parking.
Dubai.
I don't know if I'm a cap guy, but I really like it. I appreciate it so
I
much.
hope your girlfriend uses it.
There you go.
Anyway,
I appreciate it.
thanks so much for
Thank
coming.
you. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
This episode is brought to you by Sommer sustainable clothing that is comfy and chic. Visit the online shop sommermood.com.